Well, hello there. Good morning from Shanghai. I got bubble tea from a new place this morning, a place called Cha Panda. And I got it from there because there's an American girl that I was talking to in the hostel this morning. I had to help her with her SIM card for the internet. A nice girl. And she said, you know, she went down to this Panda Cha place for bubble tea. Or just normal tea, but they do bubble tea. And I said, you know what, I'll take a little trip down there. So went down, got myself the same bubble tea as yesterday, the sweet potato and something. I don't know what it is, it's whatever, it's nice, regardless of what it is. So we're going to make our way down today. I get 2 metros. I'm going to explore a place called the Qibao, I think it's called, could be very wrong. I will correct it underneath. The Qibao Ancient Town. So we go down and have a little look. I think it's not really, it's been rebuilt because it was destroyed. But we'll check it out and see what the atmosphere is like. We'll head on down there. Should take about half an hour with a changeover on the metro. So yeah, let's make our way down to People's Park Station, which is just down at the end of this road. Oh, that's the first beggar I've seen in China. Doesn't he realise that nobody has cash? Anyway, he looked nice. He had a nice beard. He had like the old Confucius beard. So yeah, I'm gonna head down to People's Park Station, which is just down the end of the street. As a matter of fact, it's also the station where I got my glasses last time I was in Shanghai. And yeah, make our way to the ancient town. Let's check it out. Sure. So I did get the name wrong. It's Qibao Ancient Town. But I've corrected myself, so it's fine. Easy tram ride. Subway, not tram. Very easy. So it should be straight down here. And while I'm gone, my delivery is supposed to be coming today, my fake AirPods. So we'll see how they are. You know, look, I've still got the ones that I got last time I was in Shanghai. And funny enough, when I was in Shanghai last time, I had real AirPods with me, yeah? AirPods 2 or whatever it was at the time. And I bought a fake pair of AirPods from Taobao. I knew they were fake because it cost like €7, €6, something like that. Don't remember exactly, but around that figure. Anyway, I got the AirPods, tried them on, tried them out, and they were better than the real ones. Isn't that fucking weird? But anyway, that could have been just a one-off, could have been very lucky. So I'm going to make my way up here and we'll check out the ancient town. It's pretty cool apparently. So I'm just coming up along the riverside here to Qibao Old Town. And I decided to start recording because I seen these 2 dogs playing with each other. And I just wanted to see how they are. There's a couple of nice bridges up ahead, and I've seen from the little bridge I crossed over, I've seen quite a lot of people walking over them. So I guess if I came out of the metro station at the right exit, I probably could have kind of came that way and came over the bridge, but it doesn't really make a difference. All that matters is you get here in the end. But I'm not sure how many tourists are going to be here. I guess there's quite a lot because this place is, well, it's a pretty big draw here in Shanghai, at least from what I've read. You know, I was trying to find things to do that I hadn't done the last time I was in Shanghai. Now, the last time, granted, there was a couple of days that I kind of had to write off just because the weather had been pretty bad. Even though it was warm, there was a lot of rain. Whereas I probably would have went and visited here last time if the weather had played ball with me, basically. It's still cold now today. It's, well, cold with the wind. So we go up, have a little gander around. Looks like there's a little street up ahead which might lead into the main area. Okay, let's have a little walk up this street first. This looks quite nice, doesn't it, with the old kind of style buildings here. Now actually, Qibao, of course, as I said, this place is over 1,000 years old, but it has been rebuilt over time because, well, there's been wars, floods, fires, you know, the usual stuff that happens when you come to an old town like this. They all have a similar kind of history. But Qibao, after the 1940s. So after 1949, when the Communist Party took over from China, of course, everywhere started to have kind of an industrial revolution here in China, and throughout the late 40s and onwards, Qibao kind of faded into the suburbs of Shanghai. It was just, you know what I mean, Shanghai was just eating everything around it because it was growing and growing and growing. And it wasn't until like the 80s and 90s when tourism kind of started to kick off again and get a bit more popular that this place was kind of, not reinvented, but I suppose it was reinvented in a way, and it was adapted to serve for tourists. It's pretty cool. I do love these old buildings, I really do. They're very different from the ones in Japan. You know, I said there is a lot of old buildings like this in Japan, but the architecture is very different. The roofs are different. We will go... Let's go down this street. I know they're going to be selling all tourist things, of course. They've got jerky and clothes and, of course, scooters going around. Traditional type clothing. Looks like a little temple area or something in there. Might go in and check that out in a while, but we'll just walk around and see what's going on here. Another little dog. Actually, I noticed that in China a lot when you're walking down these streets. A lot of the shop owners just have their pets just chilling out there, whether it's a cat or a dog. They just kind of roll around. It's pretty cool. Same thing, you can get dressed up in your traditional gear for a photo shoot. It'd probably look a bit strange if I started to wear one of those dresses. Well, but then again, you can't rule out anything nowadays, can you? All candies and dried meats. Skewers, of course, very popular here in China. Food skewers. Should we walk first up this way? And no, do you know what? We'll walk up. Hey, it's the bubble tea shop, my old reliable. And bubble tea is popular everywhere, I guess. It doesn't matter if it's a middle of the city or if it's the middle of an old ancient town. Crackers, mochi, more sweet treats. I'm just thinking of walking. I know this street is not the most appealing, but if I walk up here and I can turn left and kind of go back down that little street that I saw. So Qibao Temple to the right. We'll go and check that out in a few minutes. But we will... This looks like a little residential zone. Let's walk through here just to see what it's like. I see a dog up ahead. I don't want to be filming into people's houses, of course, but it's nice to go through a just kind of a local side street or an alleyway, you know, just to see if there's anything interesting going on, or just basically to get a feel for the regular streets, not just the tourist streets. Can I go this way? That is the question. I think it just ends. It does just... Oh wait. I don't know if I can go further up here. I will check. No, that's someone's house. Okay, so I've just wandered at people's back gardens here, but I didn't film in their house. So I continue on, come out here, go left, loop around, and then eventually go to the temple. The temple's quite interesting. It's actually over 1,000 years old originally. Of course, the same thing as the town. It's been destroyed by wars and fires and floods, but even so, the aesthetic of it has been kept the same. When you're coming around these areas, you know what, you get overwhelmed just by the smells. There's food cooking everywhere. You can see they've got ducks roasting away. All sorts of foods getting cooked. Also have clothing shops on the side if you want to, but it's a nice little area. Let's go and look and see what the view is like from the bridge here, will we? Because I see a couple of people taking photos. It must be photo worthy in their eyes. It's just food, food, food. And that's one of the things I really love about China. Though it's the same everywhere, but China is really, it's just the food culture is insane. Oh, this is beautiful. Get a look at this. Wow. Isn't that gorgeous? Very old traditional feel. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful. So we'll actually cross, go down here, try to our left if we can, come over that bridge, check out the view from just that angle, and then we'll head back through that little street. I don't know if you can go that. Oh, you can go that way. Let's go this way. East Stone Bridge. Okay. Built in the 1800s. Okay. Here we go. Let's explore down here. Even have coffee shops along here. The contrast of modern and old. More little dogs. So these are actually just stores here, I think. But it does bring us to the other bridge. People getting ready to play music and everything here. Oh wow, even here on the other side of the bridge is lovely. Isn't that just gorgeous the way they have the greenery here on the building. Now just up ahead from this street, before I haven't even crossed the bridge yet, I'm actually walking the opposite way because I've seen this street. This looks absolutely great. Isn't this gorgeous? Oh my god, beautiful place. More Labubus making it onto the tourist streets here, everywhere. You have to try and avoid everyone.
Hello.
Oh, classy. Yeah, 谢谢. No, Ireland. Well, I always get assumed for an American. What an insult. I'm just kidding. Let's try out the flower tea. Oh, it's too sweet, way too sweet. If you like sweet tea, yeah, great, but no, this is too much. Ugh. Like a cube of sugar. More labubus, of course. What a lovely street. Lovely with the fish over them as well. We've got a little pagoda here. Actually, you know, I just realized what a great name for a street. The North-South Street. What a fantastic name. Straight to the point, isn't it? Look at that. Don't mind the construction going on. This is China, remember. Construction everywhere. Really lovely. And you've got this lovely pagoda here as well. So this is the way I could have come in from the metro station. I think I could have come up a different exit, but what difference does it make? Really gorgeous. Lovely. I just came back down to a different bridge. Now that's not the... I was on not this one but the next one over. So I've almost like looped around this bit. We'll go to the temple in a few minutes, but looking down here, isn't that just lovely? Honestly, it's like something out of a painting or something, you know? And you know, this is actually the closest water town to Shanghai, so if you're in Shanghai, it's kind of the perfect place to just take a, what, 30-minute trip on the metro, and you get transported back in time, basically. The smells of all the food, you've got all the tourist shops. Amazing. And if you think it's expensive coming out here, I tell you, you're very wrong. It's absolutely not. To get the metro from where I'm staying, which is beside the main street of the Nanjing Road East, or the, we call it the People's Park, I think it's called. I think that's the name of the stop beside me, but on the Nanjing Road regardless. I'll go down that way. It costs, for the two trams, because obviously you get off, you change, but you don't go through the ticket gate, so it costs 5 yuan, 5 RMB, which works out at about 60 cents. And that's actually what the temple is going to cost when we go there, to go around the grounds of the temple. But I want a 60 cent, come on, like, you know, how could you refuse that for something really cool like this? What a day trip, you know? China is great for stuff like that. It really is. Ultra affordable and really cool streets and little day trips you can make from all the big cities, no matter what big city you're in. Oh my god, the smells of all the food is amazing. Got everything here. Everything. Real old style street. Look at this. Oh my god. Everywhere you walk it's just smells and steam and oh, absolutely crazy. I don't even know if I've walked down this street. I don't think I have. This is not the one I came down a few minutes ago. That's on the opposite side. It's parallel to this street. Everything. Noodles, pre-made meals, Stinky Tofu. Stinky Tofu for some reason in China is black, whereas the one I had in Taiwan, it's probably a different type, but the one I had in Taiwan was just crispy tofu brown colour, you know? Skewers, of course. I wish I knew what type of meat it was. It's not in English, naturally, because quail eggs. I don't really know, like, there's a few Western tourists here, but realistically most people are Chinese. Probably just taking a day trip out of the city. Buns. I really don't know what they are. There's just so much going on. Food everywhere. It's ridiculous. My nose can't deal with it. Really, I can't. I don't know what that is, but it's bits of pigs, trotters, nose, crispy rice cakes. Not the rice cakes from South Korea. Very different. Very different. Oh my god! Like I tell you, this place is absolutely insane. What way are you supposed to go? Like, I guess you could walk down here and just see what's down. This looks a bit bigger. I know I have to go back that way to go to the temple, but we'll just take a little walk down. Let's see what the hell is going on. Have I been on this street? Maybe. Who knows? I think, yeah, I have. I remember this shop. Okay, I'll go back that way. Isn't that place just mad? Just food everywhere, honestly. And you know what the problem is? Realistically, I should not have had that bubble tea. I'm full, like I only had it just before I got the Subway. And you know, it was thick, well, what they call it is thick sweet potato or taro, thick taro. And it is chunky and milky, and you know, it's pretty filling. It's very filling actually. So I probably should have came here after just getting like a coffee or something, you know, like a normal. Actually, I had a coffee before I left the hostel as well. So I mean, I'm full, like, you know what I mean, from liquid and from, well, thick mashed sweet potato. So it's probably, if you're coming here, I'd say come here with an empty stomach, honestly, just so that you can try lots of things. I will get something before I leave here, but just saying, like, you'll be able to try a lot more if you have an empty stomach, if you have room to try all this, because you're walking down there, it's just food everywhere. It's absolutely insane. Every store, the smells coming from it, as I said, the steam coming out, it's coming right into your nostrils. You're kind of overwhelmed with just all the different senses, you know. Every sense is being used: your eyes, your nose, your ears. You're listening to everything in case they try and shout out your name or something at you in English, like, you know. You just have to be aware so that you can at least turn around, just be polite and say like, oh, no, something like, you know what I mean. But oh, it's a sensory overload, I tell you. Oh, wind overload as well. So we're going to make our way over to the temple area and have a little wander around there just to see what's going on, and I'll tell you a little bit about the temple when we get over there. But this little walk along the canal side is really nice. So we're coming over to the Qibao temple now, and it's got a lovely pagoda over here, as you see. I know it will cost 5 RMB to go in, but it's fine. It's a good price, you know. This place is actually, this temple area, apart from its reconstruction of sorts over time, is over 1,000 years old. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, Qibao actually translates to 7 treasures, and this whole Qibao area was named after this temple. It's supposed to have connection with 7 treasures around China. I'm not exactly sure what the treasures are. Where do I pay? Maybe it's only when you go into the temple, but we'll walk around the grounds over here and check it out. You can light your candles here. Now, of course, oh look, they're doing work with the trees. Now, as I said, this place has undergone reconstruction, obviously, so it, you know, it keeps the old style, the colorings and everything like that, but of course they've had to kind of rebuild it with protective measures in place in case something like that happens again. Do not know what the heck is in here, but this looks quite cool. If these are all statues or are they paintings, it's hard to tell. Let's have a little look. Oh, they're statues. Wow. Okay, let's have a little look around here. It's weird that it feels like it's a little car park, but it doesn't matter, I suppose. The spiritual part is the main thing. These statues that they've got around. You can even donate through Alipay if you want, through your phone. What a quirky little place, isn't it? You know, because when you look around, it is like a car park, right? You know, it's like as if this was like transformed from a car park into a housing area for all these statues. So strange, but at the same time, I suppose, look, it serves its purpose, doesn't it? It's nothing fancy to look at in here like a typical inside of a temple would. But at the same time, you know, does it need to be? Sure, it looks better, but I guess the spiritual part here is kind of just the main thing. If you get that done, then you're good to go. So head back out and look around. The pagoda here is really something else. 2, 4, 6, 7-story pagoda. Really lovely. As I said before, I think I said it when I was in Kaohsiung, these kind of temples with the Chinese influence are always, the colours of them is just really nice, you know. There's just something about them, the gold, the red. I don't know what it is about them, but it just gives you that kind of, it's a warm feeling, you know. We'll go up and just have a little peek inside. The amount of fish here, oh my god. Sorry lads, I don't have anything for you. Oh my god, they're all crowding around. No, now I feel very, very guilty. A random cat just strolling around, a very, very fluffy cat. Hey buddy. Let's go into the main temple area. Of course, the temple area doesn't necessarily mean that people are not going to smoke here. You know, if you spent much time in China, or any time at all, it doesn't have to be much time, you will know that the Chinese love their cigarettes. At least that's the way it feels. But we'll make our way up there. I know these people are praying in these rooms, so I don't want to go in there. We'll just have a little walk up the stairs and see what's going on. This is where you might have to pay. I think this is the main temple. What a lovely little temple, big temple. as I'm leaving Qibao Temple, I'm kind of thinking, did I do something wrong? Because I didn't have to pay. And from what I saw online, it said it costs 5 yuan. So unless that's just like maybe on public holidays they charge a bit more because the foot traffic is kind of, well, drastically more than it is on a regular weekday. I'm not sure. Scraping all the candle wax away. But yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. I don't think I did anything wrong. Like there's no ticket office or anything like that. But maybe I just read wrong, or maybe that was an old payment system they had, and now they've kind of got rid of it. But this woman over here feeding all the cats. Maybe that was the ticket office. Nah, it's definitely not. But anyway, yeah, it's the Qibao Temple. Really lovely little area to walk around, and well, it's free. And it's only like, what's down this street, and you're back at the food and kind of shopping area. So you don't have to go far just to check it out. I'm telling you, this place, if you're in Shanghai, just come out here for half a day trip, you know. You might be sitting there, you might be saying, what will I do today? You know, it's shopping streets. Now granted, this is also a shopping street, but it's also an old kind of water town, which completely changes it, you know. It's not the same. It's not the same as going down just say the East Nanjing Road or whatever. It's a completely different thing, you know. No, turtle. I think he's trying to sell me turtles. But you know, half a day trip out here, what more could you want? I think it's a great way of doing it. And as I said, this is probably not something that's very, very popular for Western tourists, because I didn't hear about it the last time I was here. Just this time when I was looking up kind of where could I go in the outskirts of Shanghai city, and voila, came across this. So yeah, you just go straight up this kind of boring looking road and you're back in the cool little town, water town. And when you start making your way back to Qibao, kind of the main town, you come down this street and it's really lovely white buildings with the kind of black, what do you call it, the slate tiles on them. It's a real kind of throwback, you know. Feels like you're walking in the past a little bit. That's what I kind of like about these places, that when you get away from the main city, obviously the main cities are the usual, they're the big attractions, you know, as you'd expect, big shopping areas, big, yeah, you know, tourists everywhere, crowds. But when you get out here, there's crowds, but it still has a bit more charm. Let's get Stinky Tofu. Okay, yeah. So I don't really know what this is on top of it. They give you the option between a black one and a normal tofu. I just picked the normal because I've had the black one when I was in also Shanghai. And I hope it's not too spicy. I think they put like kimchi or some kind of, like, not kimchi, but something like that, a vegetable, some kind of cabbage. Yeah. This looks spicy. Looks very spicy. Oh my god. Wow. Nah, sit here. I'm scared. So, there we go. Stinky tofu with, it is kimchi. It's some kind of spiced cabbage, but it's essentially kimchi. Sorry to the Koreans who claim kimchi as their own, but the Chinese also do it. They copied you. Oh, it smells really good, and it is cost 15 RMB. 15 RMB is about just under €2, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna eat this. Well, I head over somewhere, I'll eat this, and then we'll just finish up here in Qibao. Head back. My earphones got delivered, so we'll go and check out what they look like. Actually, hold on a minute, look at this place down here, isn't this nice? I don't really know what it is, but It's a lovely looking little area here. All these kind of offerings that are left. Really cool. Just goes all the way along this street. Pretty cool. Along with a little jewellery shop along the way. Quite a little interesting street. Anyway, I'm gonna let you try this now in a sec. I'll find somewhere to sit down, eat a little bit, and just see if it's nice, see if it's not. Who knows? I found a C. Let's try this out. Hold on, we get a bit of the. This is gonna be spicy, I have a feeling. Try not to get too long a piece, but it is cabbage, that's for sure. Let's get it. Stab you. These are deep fried, so I'm guessing it's pretty damn hot. Alright, here we go. Oh, lovely. It's just the right amount of spice. And I guess the cabbage actually kind of absorbs that spice as well as the tofu, but really lovely. You can see all the, they put a fair amount of spice into it, you know, you can see all the seeds, but yeah, this is really lovely for, what did I say it was? Just under €2. Really lovely. Oh yeah. I said before, Stinky Tofu is an acquired taste. However, I've acquired the taste for it the first time I tried it. But a lot of people would have to try it a few times. Really nice. It smells worse than it tastes, if that makes sense. But yeah, big chunks of tofu. There's plenty in it. Like, don't have many pieces of tofu. There are about 6 or 7, but with the cabbage, yeah, really good. Well, that was our little trip out into Qibao. It was a pretty nice little place, wasn't it? Well, I thought it was nice. Who couldn't think that was nice? And then topped off with a little bit of stinky tofu. Oh, that was good. Anyway, I'm almost back at my hostel now, so I'm gonna go in and have a shower and just chill out. And yeah, watch a bit of YouTube or something if I can get my VPN to work. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.